Hello. Right, let's get started. If you guys, Nathan, can mute your microphone, that'd be great. Hello, Pepe. Right, let's get started. So we're gonna get started in a child pose. If you go on your mat, sit with the palm on your heels and then take your knees a little bit wide, maybe to the width of the mat. And then we're gonna start reaching forward, dropping the belly in between the thighs, dropping the head on the mat, maybe forehead or chin stays down. And then we're just going to start by taking three deep breaths here, just to settle into the body, just to reconnect with the breath and prepare mentally and physically for the practice. We're going to inhale through the nose. And then we're going to exhale through the nose as well. Try to make your inhalation and exhalation slow and controlled. One more inhale. And then exhale. I'm going to take the last one. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale through the nose. Let your breath flow naturally. And give your body a little scan, starting from your toes, your ankles, your knees, and your hips, your lower back. See how it feels. Is there any tension? And then going up into your neck, shoulders, try to release everything. And with your next inhalation, we're going to start coming up into a tabletop. So here, make sure your wrists are in line with your shoulders and your knees are in line with your hips. We're going to start warming up the spine first, so just with some cat and cow. As you inhale, arch the back and up. And then as you exhale, round the spine and take your chin to chest. And keep it going. Inhale, arch the spine. Exhale, round the spine. Keep it going with your breath at whatever pace you want. Maybe you start moving forward and back slightly, just to go deeper into each vertebra. Let's take 3 breaths as we move like this. Keep it going. I'm just gonna let people in. There we go. That's it. Keep it going with the cat and cow. Last breath here. And then let's come back to stillness. Next, we're gonna go into the hip joint. So we're gonna extend the right leg to the side. Make sure your heel is in line with your knee. And we're gonna carry on with the cat and cow. Try to maybe close the eyes and picture your hip joint moving, rotating, and maybe start inviting some circles with your hips. And maybe start moving a little bit more backward and forward. Just warming up here. Try to be aware of all the body parts that are moving. Maybe try to exaggerate each movement. So if you do circles, try to increase the size of the circles. And make sure you go in all directions. Maybe start moving your neck as well. Again, both direction, clockwise and anti-clockwise. And then let's come to stillness. We're going to take this right leg all the way back, bend your knee, and take it all the way to the front of the mat, just outside the right palm. Arrive into a lizard. Make sure you're going to sink your hips low here. And maybe let your right leg balance on the little toe. Maybe start pushing it away gently with your palm. Make sure your hips are as low as possible. Chest is up. And try to look up. Let's take 3 breaths here. Deep breath into your belly. Try to relax any muscles, maybe even shake the hips. If that feels good, shake the leg. Last breath. And let's start rotating a little bit more towards that right knee. We're going to bend the back leg, so the left leg, and we're going to grab the ankle. If you can't quite grab it, you can lift your hips a little bit up and then grab it. Once you have it, make sure you sink low one more time. And we're just going to pulse it towards the bum. 4, 5, 4, 3. You should really feel it in your hip flexor. 2. And last one, release it down. Now from here, we're going to bring that right leg forward in between the palms. So we're in a low lunge. And one more time, we're going to swing the hips low, chest up, look forward, hold here. One more time, let's shake the hips, see if you can release any more. And let's start moving the hips back onto the left heel. So we're going to move into a half split. Tuck your back toes and your front toes are going to point up to the sky. From here, we're going to start bending towards the leg and just hold here for 3 breaths. Going into the hamstrings. Maybe close the eyes and see if you can relax any muscles here. Last breath. And with your next inhalation, start coming forward into our low lunge. And we're going to move back into our half split. We're going to do this 4 more times. So come forward, low lunge. Go back, half split, toes up. 3 more. Make sure you move with your breath. Exhale as you go back to half split and inhale as you come forward into the low lunge. One more, come forward. And last one, half split. Come forward, low lunge. Settle into the low lunge. And for the next move, we're going to take the left leg and we're going to windscreen to the back of the mat. So we're going to do this movement. And then from here, we're just going to walk the fingertips all the way back onto the left leg until we sit with the bum on the heel. So we're in half knee. Let me just turn towards you a little bit. So we're going to arrive in this position. We're in half kneel, half squat. Right, from here, we're just going to start moving. So you can take the hands to the chest and start moving back and forth. In BJJ, this position is really, really common, really important. So you need to really get comfortable here. So you can move in all directions. Here you can just move up and down or even left and right, whatever feels good, whatever you feel tension, try to go towards that area. Okay, do this for another 2 more times. Go back here. And then let's release, come back to center. We're going to arrive back into our tabletop. Okay, I'm just going to turn the other side so you can see me, but we're going to take it on the other side. So now the left leg comes to the side. Remember your heel is in line with your knee. And then we're going to start with the cat and cow, which is warming up the other hip joint. As you inhale, arch the back, look up. And then as you exhale, round the spine. And maybe start inviting other movements, maybe circles. Or maybe just simply moving backward and forward. Maybe close the eyes and see where the movement takes you. Really try to go into the hip joint just for a few breaths. No movement is wrong here. Just keep going. Okay, and let's come to stillness. From here, we're going to take that left leg all the way to the back of the mat. Keep it up in the air, bend the knee, and take it forward just outside your left palm. Arrive into a lizard. Make sure you sink your hips low and chest up. Look forward. Maybe let your leg balance on your little toe, pushing the knee away. 3 breaths. Maybe close the eyes and let your body melt. Maybe shake the leg if you need to. And let's start turning towards the left knee a little bit more into a tiny twist. From here, we're going to take the right leg, and we're going to grab the ankle. Again, you can bring your hips higher up if you can reach it. But once you reach it, make sure you sink it as low as possible. From here, we're going to take the pulses. So 5 pulses towards the bum. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay, plant both palms back to the mat. Take your leg in between your palms, and we're going to arrive into our low lunge. One more time, sink your hips low, chest up, look up, and just hold here or shake. Deep breath. And when you're ready, we're going to start moving back into our half split. Tuck the back toes and point up the front toes. Fold over your leg. And let's breathe here. Let the hamstring relax and release. Two more breaths. Last breath. And with your next inhalation, come forward, arrive into a low lunge. And let's move straight back into a half split. And come forward, another 4. 3. 2. And last one, half split. And come forward, low lunge. Okay, from here, we're going to prepare for our next move. So we're going to take the right leg, bend it, and windscreen to the back of the mat. And then we're going to start walking the fingertips until we arrive seated on the right heel. So again, we're going to be in half quad, half kneel. Just start moving the hips, shaking in any directions feel good. You can start pushing your knee away with your elbow, or you can just move back and forth, up and down, whatever feels good. Just for a few breaths. Just try to get comfortable here. And let's start moving back to our tabletop slowly. Okay, once you're here, we're gonna take the next move. So we're gonna tuck the toes under and we're gonna extend the knees, arriving to a downward facing dog. Deep breath here. In downward facing dog, you can keep your knees bent. Just make sure your back is straight at all times. That's the most important thing. And let's start walking on the spot, bending one knee at a time. Loosen up the hamstrings a little bit more. Breathe slowly and controlled. Just a few more of these. And let's come to stillness. Bring both legs straight or with the knees bent. whichever level you are. And from here, we're going to right leg, and we're going to extend it up to the sky. Hold. Bend your knee and stack your hips on top of each other, open to the side. And hold. Okay, let's take that right knee all the way to the right elbow. And straight back up. And take your knee to the left elbow. And straight back up. Take your knee to the nose this time and hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And from here, we're going to take it back straight. What I want you to do is start bending that left leg as well. And come with the right leg, lower down, take it underneath the body, and kick through. So you're in this position. We're going to hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the leg, drop the palm behind, and arrive into a reverse tabletop. From here, we're going to push the hips up to the sky. As much as we can, engage your glutes, engage your lower back, and maybe your head falls back. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release the bum down on the mat. We're going to start moving forward, and we're going to arrive into our yogi squat. So we're going to take the hands to the heart center, and we're going to push the elbows, the knees away with the elbows. So we're going to stay here. Breathe. 3 breaths here as well. Make sure your back is straight. Chest is up. You can stay to whichever level you are. Maybe you're somewhere here, it's okay. Your body will loosen up with time if you keep doing this. Last breath. And then let's release the palms down. We're going to take a fancy twist. So one palm will come forward, one palm back. And we're going to start twisting towards the right side, keeping the feet in the same position. So this is the movement. We're just going to arrive facing forward into a cross leg. Once you're here, you can just start lowering down, folding over your legs, placing your forehead on the knee if it reaches, or wherever you are. Stay here for 3 breaths. And slowly start coming up. Release your legs forward. Point the toes up. Bend your knees slightly. And start folding forward so your belly touches the thighs. So if you're struggling to touch your belly to your thighs, make sure you bend your knees a little bit more. So it doesn't matter if you're here. It's all good. Okay. And then let's start reaching forward until you can grab your toes. Straighten the back. Look forward. Take a deep inhale. And then with your exhalation, I want you to round the spine and maybe extend the knees a little bit more. Folding over those legs. Two more breaths. Last breath. And slowly start coming up. We're seated. Cross your legs. And start moving forward into our tabletop first. And then push your thumb up into downward facing dog. Hold just for a breath. And then let's take the right leg forward, just outside the right palm. This time we're not going to drop the knee, so this is floating lizard, and we're just going to lift up the right palm. Once you're here, we're going to take the left leg and we're going to kick it through. Hold just for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and all the way back to the back of the mat. From here, we're going to start walking the fingertips all the way to the back leg, so to the left leg, and we're going to arrive into our half yogi squat. And then take your hands to the heart center, free breath. Again, it doesn't matter if you're somewhere here. Wherever you are is all good, just hold. Last breath. And with your next inhalation, we're going to start coming forward into the right leg, bend it, and arrive into our high lunge. So bend the front knee, back leg is straight, and reach your hands up to the sky. Hold here. 3 breaths. Both legs are strong. And from here, we're going to drop the arms in line with the shoulders and start twisting towards the right side. Look back. Hold for 3, 2, 1. And let's reverse the lunge. Drop the back palm on the back leg and lift up your left palm. Arch the back slightly. Just for 3, 2, 1. And start releasing your palms down onto the mat. Arrive into a plank. Let's just hold the plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And from here, we're going to just bend the elbows. If you're struggling with your strength, you can drop the knees as well. And just lower down in one piece. And then push back up. Let's do this one more time. Lower down in one piece. And then drop your belly, drop your pelvis. Release the toes. And let's push up into a cobra this time. Engage your glutes, engage your lower back. And hold. Deep inhale. And as you exhale, start moving your hips back into a downward facing dog. Three breaths. Empty your lungs. Last breath. And let's take it on the other side. We're going to lift up the left leg to the sky this time. Hold. And then bend your knee. Stack your hips on top of each other as you open to the side. Hold. And let's start taking the knee all the way to the left elbow. And back up. And all the way to the right elbow. And all the way back up. And all the way to the nose. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And extend back. And let's start bending the right leg as well. Bend both legs. Try to take it underneath the body and kick it through. Hold your balance. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the leg. Reverse tabletop. Okay, from here, we're not going to hold it this time. We're going to start moving the hips all the way back through the hands as we point the toes up into an L sit and back up. We're going to do this 5 times. So let's go for another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold the L sit for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release the bum down. One more time. We're going to start moving forward into our yogi squat. Take your hands to the heart center and push your knees away with your elbow. 3 breaths. Maybe close the eyes. And notice if your body feels more open than the last yogi squat we did. Maybe your hips feel a bit more loosened. Last breath. And let's release the palms, 1 forward, 1 back. This time we're going to start twisting towards the left side, keeping the feet in one place. And we're going to arrive into a seated with the legs crossed. So basically, in an ideal world, you want to arrive into a shoelace pose. Once you're here, we're just going to bend, we're just going to fold forward and take 3 breaths wherever you land. One more. Through the nose in, and through the nose out. And then let's slowly coming back up. Extend your legs forward. Bend your knees so your belly touches the thighs. And let's start folding over the legs, grabbing the toes. Chest up first. Deep inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to round the spine and extend the knees a little bit more. Try to melt down into the pose. Two more breaths. And slowly release the feet. Roll your spine all the way back to a seated. Let's cross the legs and arrive back into a downward facing dog. Come to stillness, settle into the pose. And when you're ready, let's start lifting up the left leg one more time to the sky. Bend the knee and take it all the way forward outside the left palm. Don't drop the knee. Just lift up your left palm. Once you're here, we're going to take that right leg all the way through. Kick it forward and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let's take it all the way back to the back of the mat. Let's start walking the fingertips until we arrive seated on the heel into our half yogi squat. Ideally, your heel will come on the floor, toes pointed up, back straight. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let's start moving forward onto the left leg, arriving to our high lunge. So bend your front knee, back leg is straight and strong, and lift up both hands. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's drop the hands in line with the shoulders as we turn, as we twist towards the left leg and look back. Hold. For 3, 2, 1, and let's reverse. So drop the back palm, lift up the front arm, and arch the back, look back. For another 3, 2, and 1, and slowly start releasing both palms down on the mat. Arrive to plank. We're going to hold the plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're going to start shifting the weight onto the right palm. Stack the legs on top of each other. Side plank. Lift your left arm up to the side. Just for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center. And let's start on the left side. Lift up the right arm to the sky. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down and drop your knees on the mat. So we're going to get back onto our tabletop position. And from here, we're going to tuck the toes under. And we're just going to lift up the knees a little bit off the mat. So this is called the bear hold. It's really, really good for the core. Let's hold this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the knees. And from here, we're just going to start taking the knees all the way to the width of the mat. Or to be fair, you can turn to the width of the mat, and just to protect your knees. And then we're going to take the legs apart into a frog pose. We're going to lower down, so make sure your both legs are 90 degrees and your foot as well. And then we're just going to hold here for 3 breaths. Try to challenge yourself to go as low as you can. And maybe close the eyes and try to relax those inner thighs. Two more breaths here. And last breath. Okay, from here we're going to take the right heel and we're going to start rotating all the way up, facing the ceiling. And we're going to hold for 3, 2, 1, and lower down. We're going to do the same with the left. Rotate up and hold. 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Let's keep going with the right. Up and down. Left, up and down. Right. Keep going. Left. One more round. Right one. And left one. And release down. From here, you can come up on the palms. And we're just going to extend the right leg to the side. And from here, we're just going to go as low as we can. So like a half front split. You can stay on your palms, or if you want a bit more, you can go on your forearms. And we're going to stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend your knee and come back to frog pose. Come back on your palms. Extend the left leg. And lower down. Again, you can stay on the palms or you can go on your forearms. And just hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and come back on your palms. Keep your legs, your left leg where it is, and just extend your right one as well. So we're gonna try to do the middle split. Of course, you might not reach all the way down. I can't do it either. Just go as low as you can, and we're gonna hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and let's release. Release the legs. That's it. And then we're gonna slowly start moving on the backs. Let's take the knees to the chest. And let's massage the lower back, rocking side to side. Or maybe taking your knees and just drawing circles in any direction. And then from here, let's extend the left leg down on the mat. And we're gonna take the right knee across the body into a twist. Extend your right hand to the side and look towards the right. Make sure your right shoulder is on the mat too. And we're gonna just hold here. Let's take 3 breaths. Maybe close the eyes and feel your body relax. One more breath. And when you're ready, come back to center. Bring both knees to the chest. Lay your spine, come back to neutral. You can one more time rock side to side if you feel like it. Maybe draw circles. And whenever you're ready, you can extend the right leg to the mat and take your left knee across the body. Extend your left arm. Look towards the left. And let your body melt. Deep breath. Last one. And let's come back to center. Grab your knees one more time, rock side to side, bring your spine back to its neutral position. And for the next pose, we're just gonna place the palms up underneath the lower back, so just above the bum. And we're gonna lift up both legs to the sky. So it shouldn't require more effort. This is just a relaxation pose. It's really, really good for the lower back. If you have back pain or any back issues, you can do this as many times a day as you can. It's really, really beneficial. We're just gonna take 3 breaths here. Letting all the blood from the legs go to the lower back. Last breath. Make it slow. And whenever you're ready, you can start bending the knees. One more time towards your chest. And from here, you can extend the legs forward. We're going to arrive into our final pose, Savasana. Extend your arms, palms facing upward. And let's take 5 breaths together before we finish the session. Just close the eyes and let the air flow in and out through your nose. Letting go of any restrictions. Three more breaths. And you can stay here longer if you wish. But if you want to finish together, you can slowly start rubbing your knees to chest one more time. And as you rock side to side, you may land on one side. Slowly starting to make your way all the way up to a seated position. Whenever you arrive here, we're just going to take the hands to the heart center, feeling grateful for today's practice and for our working body, for our breath. Thank you very much for joining me today. I will send you the recording as well if you want to do it one more time. And if you have any questions, just drop me a message on Insta or on email. Thank you
so much. Very
You're very
grateful.
welcome.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Have a lovely day.